And this is the neighborhood known as Rockcliffe in the Weston Jane Black Creek area. It has been identified by the Toronto Region Conservation Authority as highly flood vulnerable. Well, these residents know that all too well as they work to drain their basements after today's torrential rains filled them with water. It's an ongoing problem. The last time they had serious flooding was less than a year ago, last August, and they are fed up, saying nothing is ever done to fix the problem.
Every time when it rains, we have to be with our hearts in our hands, and then water is all the time coming in. It floods everything. We already spoke with the city. They said they were going to do something about it. They did nothing.
This is what residents of Cordella Avenue were faced with this morning when the skies opened up, their street and their homes flooded. Is it actually sewage that's coming up?
Yes, that's sewage water, and the smell is going to be very, very strong.
Claudia Santos tells me after the floods last August, they spent $50,000 fixing their home. Today, they are faced with another major cleanup after at least a foot of water rushed into their basement.
I'm sad, not even close to it. To lose everything that you have, it's not good. There's something wrong there. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be fixed, and the city has to find out because they're the ones.
On nearby Hilldale Road, residents are beyond angry about the ongoing flooding and expressed it to the federal NDP candidate for the area.
Absolutely, there's a lot of anger, and justifiably so.
Yafet Tuelde also lives in the community. He says these homes are in the middle of the Black Creek floodplain, where there are more than 600 homes at flood risk. He adds that officials have known for years that when these severe storms happen, Black Creek cannot absorb the huge volume of water, which is increasing thanks to industrialization and loss of green space.
We know that the Black Creek channel here gets overflooded, it's overburdened, it's extremely old infrastructure, and families in this community are bearing the brunt of inaction.
Many residents place the blame squarely on one person's shoulders.
We haven't had any help from our local councillors, especially Francis Nunziata. For the last couple of years, we've been complaining to her. Nothing. I haven't never seen her at my door or anything ever talking to us about what's going on. We always see her employees or her staff, but not her specifically. So it tells me that she doesn't care.
Councillor Nunziata says on the contrary, she cares very much. She says the money is in the budget for flood mitigation in that area, which would include widening the Jane Street culvert. She says it's the Toronto Region Conservation Authority that's dragging its feet, slow to complete environmental assessments and the design of the upgrades.
Because TRC is involved, it just takes so long for these studies to be complete. And I mentioned it to the mayor just now when we had a briefing. And he commented, like, enough is enough, but put it on the top of the list and get it done. Like, with all these studies, these delays with the studies, we need to expedite it. And the city manager agreed, and like, come on, let's move on with it. I'm just as frustrated as the residents are.
Now, Nunziata adds that adding to people's frustrations is the fact that they can apply to the city for financial compensation for damages, but she says that almost inevitably they are denied. She thinks the city should be more flexible about that. Also, we are told that even residents' individual homeowners insurance usually only pays for a fraction of the cost of repairs.